Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Bonjour, mate, it's the same moyo jumbo hola que tu to all my friends around the world. You're thinking, why is she just smiling? I'm smiling because I have a very funny person right next to me. So this is my friend. Please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, my name is Adobea. I'm very happy to be here again.
Yes, so for those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Louise, aka Auntie Lou, and today, friends, we thought we'd come and talk about parenting.
The truth, the whole truth, and
Nothing but the truth.
People are there to pretend.
Yeah.
And listen, it's not all like, chewing gum and roses and fairies and sweeties. Anyway, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. I mean, at the beginning, like when you first found out you're pregnant, I remember I was so excited, like finding out I'm pregnant. I was so excited because, I was ready to have a baby. So tried for 2 months, it didn't happen. And I think for the 2 months that it did not happen, I was severely depressed just because my mind was ready to have a child.
And it just wasn't happening physically.
And it was not happening physically. So for 2 months I was so miserable. I was just like, oh, maybe I can't have a child because I've never been pregnant before. So now I've told my mind that I want to get pregnant and it's not happening. So I'm like, oh, maybe there's something wrong with me. I had so many negative like things in my mind that it was just not happening. But one day like that, the good news happened and I was pregnant.
Well, hers sounds like living fairy tale.
Yes.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was in absolute shock. When I first found out I was pregnant, I think I was in denial for like 14 weeks. I was still waiting for my period to come.
Really?
I swear, I was not planning to get pregnant. It's something that happened. Let me tell my whole life story, girl. So I was with my partner at the time.
Yes.
And I had gone to a friend of mine's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And I always say that I shouldn't drink anything brown because when I drink something brown, it's problems.
Hey.
At that wedding, I was drinking Hennessy.
Hey.
So that night, I called my partner. I was like, hey, are you at home? I'm coming, because I felt a bit spicy. At that time, I wasn't expecting to, get pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, I had a very lovely, wonderful evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I carried on about my business carried on like normal the next day. I didn't even realize I hadn't had my period in a month before because I was so busy with work and everything, and I didn't realize I hadn't come on my period.
Like it happens sometimes.
Yeah, you just forget.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Then I noticed that my boobs were feeling
Weird.
very weird, and I wasn't feeling okay. And like certain smells were making me feel sick. I was like, what kind of sickness have I got now? Pregnancy did not enter my brain. I'm telling you, I wasn't thinking about pregnancy. So I carried on, and then by the time
don't go drinking and then calling your boyfriend over.
No.
If you're not ready. Yes? Okay, let's carry on the story.
So this is about a month and a half or so after, and I still haven't seen my period.
Oh gosh.
And I'm feeling ill.
Oh dear.
So I was thinking, I can't be pregnant. I'm not pregnant. Nah. I left, and then I thought, okay, you know what? It's been 2 months. I haven't had a period. So something is seriously wrong with me. My partner was like, just take a pregnancy test to just put it out so we know we've done it, so we know. I did my pregnancy test. The line there, the cross, the cross thing that you see that lets you know that you're pregnant, or the 2 lines, it doesn't matter, it depends on what one you do. I said, huh? Pregnant? Where?
In your tummy.
I was like, where is pregnant?
You.
I said, can you go and buy 3 more, please? We have to go.
You and 3 more.
I think I did altogether maybe about 11 pregnancy tests. Each one was cross, all of them.
Wow.
Pregnant. I was like, what? So I said, okay then, fine. I even at that time, I didn't believe, I wasn't accepted I was pregnant at that time. It was only when I went to the doctor and they did their official hospital blood tests. Then they came and told me, excuse me, then, Miss Adobea,
Yeah.
you're 12 weeks pregnant.
12 weeks.
12 weeks.
Oh my gosh, that's like 3 months, guys. She was in denial for 3 months. Where
altogether, it was 14 weeks I was in denial. Because even after they told me as well,
you were still.
I was like,
no, don't believe it. Listen, I was counting the days. I was like, okay, let me try it this time. Let me try. And then when it happened, I was like so happy. I was walking around with my pregnancy test in my bag, like,
wow.
you know. And then I remember telling my friend Bree, you know, at uni toilet, I was like, oh, I need to go and show you something. And I take out the pregnancy test and she was screaming. Everybody was knocking at the door like, what's wrong with you two in there? And I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, oh my God.
Switch the fan.
Yeah. So, sorry guys, she's coming. 1 second.
Beauty break.
Beauty break, yes, she's having a little beauty break.
Okay.
So yeah, it was, for us it was you know, a lot of,
You were prepared for it.
yeah, happy scream. I had a lot of happy scream, and pregnancy went on well, and up to, I didn't have no morning sickness.
Lucky.
No, I was like, I remember because I was on my last year of uni, so everybody was like, oh Louise, can you just say your water has broke so you can not do the exam? And I was like, no, I don't want to go through labour pain in front of people. Absolutely no. I'm not saying nothing because the water, I didn't even, so basically I was very happy to be pregnant, but I was not very happy to think about giving birth.
Yeah, exactly the same here.
Yeah, I was happy, I was, you know, glowing, I was like, oh gosh, enjoying my pregnancy. And then one day, I was in the library, and then Bree started giving details of what giving birth is like. I don't think she should be a teacher when it comes to that department. She'd just scare the life out of you. She'd be like, I can't even do what she said. I can't say some of the words that this lady used to describe what it's like to give birth. So I just skipped that part, and then I was just scared. I was so scared, and I was just like, oh my gosh, is there any way I can give birth without having to go through, you know?
Did you have any pain relief? Did you use any epidural? Did you have the, you know, the, I don't know at the time they have, is it pethidine? Did you have any pain relief, or you had all natural?
No, I didn't even give birth naturally. No.
Oh.
So when I got to 34 weeks pregnant, the drama. So the whole time, no drama. When I got to 34 weeks pregnant, that one morning, I vomited. And I was like, this is not normal. I've been pregnant for 34 weeks. I've never vomited. So I was like, no, I need to go get checked. And then at the time, I was thinking, okay, like there was something else disturbing me as well, my eye. My eyes was disturbing me, like it was literally shutting down. And I was thinking maybe I need to wear glasses or something. So I went into an optician, and then the guy took about 40 minutes. And he's like, oh, you know, come back in 2 weeks time if it continues. I didn't trust his judgment. I just thought, nah, this just, my eyes were just closing, you know, and I'm 34 weeks and then this is happening to me. So I was like, no. The next day I went to another optician. I don't take no for an answer.
Yeah, second opinion.
Yeah, second opinion. I went to another optician, and then the guy was like, 20 minutes. Then he went out and he said, I'm coming, let me go call my colleague. Oh. So I was like, oh, okay. I remember it. It was a Wednesday and it was raining. It was about 4 o'clock. I just walked into this optician, a new optician, it's got somewhere completely different. I just walked in and I said, look, I'm not feeling that well. It was raining. I was pregnant. I was tired, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So the guy took 20 minutes to look at me. And then he went to call his colleague. And then after that, the colleague looked at me too. And then they both sat down. And then they said, okay, well, we kind of think we know what's wrong with you, but And they said it. They said there is something. We've seen something at the back of your eye, but because you're so tired today for you to go to the hospital, I will advise that you go to the hospital first thing tomorrow morning, and we're going to give you this referral. So they wrote something as an emergency. You need to be seen as an emergency.
Oh God,
so scary. I was
so
like,
scary.
I'm not going home. I'm going straight to the hospital. So I never went home. I went to the hospital and just gave them that paper. They just, okay, go straight there. Go straight there.
Wow.
And then I never came out of the hospital again until I gave birth.
Wow.
And stayed in hospital for another a month and a half.
Wow.
Because what the hospital found was, after 2 days of me being tested, so Wednesday, Thursday, by Friday morning, my room was full of doctors. I was so scared. I was like, oh my God, what kind of illness do I have? So many people coming to see me.
Yeah.
What is it? You know?
It can be so scary and daunting. And on top of that, you're pregnant as well.
Yes.
You're scared they're going to tell you something about the baby.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, please, just don't let it be anything to do with the baby.
Yeah.
You know? So they said to me, yeah, miss, we have found that you have a tumor. They use a specific scientific words, for the tumor. And I was like, what? I was so tired. I was like, oh? And they said, you have a tumor. And I was like, 34 weeks pregnant with a tumor. How do you move on? How do you think? How do you prepare?
Exactly.
How does everything? And I said, we're going to transfer you to a specialist hospital that deals with the tumors. And I'm like, you don't even have time to process anything. You're just saying okay to everything. Like, okay. The next thing you know, an ambulance has been booked. So you're going from hospital to hospital in an ambulance for you to go. And then I was there, more testing, more this. And the hospital that I went to, they did not have a maternity ward. So every morning, every day I would have morning, afternoon, evening, a nurse would come to that hospital where they deal with just tumors to deal with me because I was pregnant. And I was like the youngest there with this kind of tumor. So I was just like, you don't have time to process any of that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember actually when you called me.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, me and Auntie Lou have been friends for a very long time.
Yes.
And I remember when she called me because I had given birth to
Yeah.
my son, so he was a couple months old.
Yeah.
So we're waiting for we're waiting for your one to come along so they can kids can play together
at
the same time.
Yeah.
And she gives me this news, and I was absolutely devastated.
Yeah. She was crying.
I was crying. What the fuck?
She was like, oh my
God!
No, stop saying this. I'm like, oh, don't worry. Everything is gonna be fine. I mean, they're telling me everything is gonna be fine. So at still 34 weeks, so within a few days of me being in the hospital, they told me they have to operate me, have to go through an operation. And they're telling me that they're going in with a baby team. So there is a chance that I'm gonna give birth while I'm asleep.
Oh my God.
And that's the worst nightmare for me.
Yeah.
Just because prior to that, there was an episode on EastEnders where somebody swapped baby.
They stole the baby, yeah.
Oh, and I was like,
so we were all paranoid. We were all paranoid about our kids.
Yeah.
Because it was a time when Ronnie swapped the baby over with Cat's
baby.
So because even I was hospital, I was holding on to my baby thing.
So I was like, no, that's
no
the
way.
worst news that you can give me is that I'm gonna be asleep.
And you're gonna take out my baby.
In case the baby, that's what they said to me. In case the baby becomes distressed, we will take the baby out. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. And they said to me, well, we're trying to save you both. And when you hear it like that, you have no choice but to accept. So I was going into this operation room. My heart was so scared. I was so nervous. I was so worried for them to do an operation on my head. And I was like, gosh, just holding on to the baby. And then they got me really fully covered around the tummy. They put loads and loads of things to protect the baby while I go through this operation that took maybe, I don't know exactly how long it took. It might be about 4 hours or 3 hours or something like that.
You wouldn't know because you're
I was asleep. So I remember they were putting me to sleep and I was crying. I had tears. I had tears leaking. Please don't bring my baby out while I'm still sleeping. So that happened, and then I was waking up in the operation room, the first thing I did is to touch my belly. And I was still pregnant. I was like, yes! I was still pregnant, but then I had all these tubes everywhere and I couldn't breathe, so I was taking them out. And then blood was just popping everywhere. Yes, blood was just popping everywhere. I remember my dad and my partner were standing outside the operation room. And then when my dad saw me coming out, and then he was just like to the people, why did you let her come out like that? And they were like, oh, but it was in the recovery room and we didn't have, he's like, yeah, but you can't let her come out like that. And I was very bloody, just because I had so many tubes all around me, loads and loads of tubes everywhere. So yeah, so I stayed pregnant for another 10 more days, and then they decided, you know what, Tilly, the baby needs to come out because the baby's not growing and we can't really fully treat your tumor until the baby comes out. So 10 days later, I gave birth through a C-section and I was awake. So yes, I'm ready to be awake.
Your baby.
Nobody could swap my baby. I was like, nobody's swapping my baby. So yeah, that's how I gave birth.
Well, I mean, my birthing story is not as eventful as Auntie Lou. All I can say is it was 29 hours of absolute agony. And those of you that have babies, and those of you that have been in labour and had natural birth, if you're aware of back-to-back labour, which is very painful. So I did have an epidural, which I don't think worked because I could still feel it was very...
I remember, guys, I called her and she told me, Louise, I'm in labour. And then at this time, I'm only like 5 months pregnant, and I'm telling my partner, oh my God, come and sit with me. I don't be in labour. She's in labour, they're telling her to breathe, and I'm telling him, breathe. Oh, look at breathe.
The only thing that saved me was the gas and air.
And then she started laughing. I'm like, they're telling her breathe. So as they're telling her breathe, and I'm like breathing, so I'm like, okay, yeah, we're breathing. I was only 5 months pregnant when I'm doing all the exercising of breathing. What? On the phone with her?
Oh God, seriously. But yeah, now our kids are old now, so we've both got 12-year-olds.
Yeah, they're almost 12. Mine is almost 12.
Yeah, mine's almost 12. There's a few months between the two of them.
3 months, yeah.
But it's just amazing the journey that we've sort of gone along. I mean, you've got 3 kids, I've only got the 1.
Yeah.
But we still encounter the same parenting scenarios.
Yes. Drama.
Mm-hmm. It's not easy.
Yes.
And I think that people should be more honest about the trials that come along with being a parent and trying to be a good parent and making the necessary decisions to ensure that we are doing the best for our kids. And sometimes it can be really hard. And we've both been in situations whereby we are having to think and rethink, are we making the right choice here? And that's all you can do really as a parent, is to just try and do the best that you can. One thing I don't really like, which I feel like happens a lot, is mummy shaming. So for example, if you have a group of mummy friends and one of your friends or a couple of your friends do something that you don't do, I feel like sometimes there's a trend of making that other parent who doesn't do what you do feel bad about it, and about the fact that they don't do a certain thing. And I think that should stop. I think we should, all as mothers, whether you've got a little baby or you've got a 15-year-old, should be supportive, because children are people with their own minds and their own ideas and their own ways of navigating through the world. They're never going to be a perfect person. They're going to make mistakes, and we as parents have to be able to guide them. So I mean, what's the most what can I say?
It's discipline. For me,
discipline is the hardest for you.
Yeah, because when it comes to you trying to teach your child something, and then sometimes I happen to, if I'm on the road and my boys are misbehaving, I tend to, on the spot, remember my son is the oldest, is almost 12, and the youngest is 8. On the spot, I will put them on timeout. On the spot, so I don't care where we are. And I did this a few weeks back. It was in the market, and then I was trying to talk to this man, trying to fix something, and the boys were just bickering between them behind me, just causing so much drama. I just turned around and said, right, you turn that way and you turn that way, and I don't want to hear it. And then there was an African uncle at the back. Let me finish whatever I was doing. I spoke to the man, this and that, finished everything that I was doing. Then he turned around to me and said, excuse me? And I said, yes. Are these your children? I was thinking, oh God.
What have they done now?
Yes, they are. And then he said, I would just like to say to you, well done. Well done for disciplining them. Because if you don't discipline them now, later they'll be bringing you headache. And I said, yes, sir. Thank you. And I called the boys. I said, come here. Come and hear what Uncle's saying. Mm-hmm. If I don't discipline you now, later on, you're going to be bringing more headache to me or to yourself.
It's true.
And so to check the behavior, we have to check the behaviors.
I 100% agree with that. And I feel like a lot of parents disagree on types of discipline. I am also from an African background and I believe in stern discipline as well. But I think my challenge is knowing how to be a bit more firm when I say no. I have a tendency to sometimes, my son is very good at, oh mummy, I love you, oh mummy, oh you look pretty today mummy.
When you want something.
Mm-hmm. Or when he knows he's in trouble, then he'll be extra nice to me. And that kind of stuff melts me. I'm like, okay. So it's okay if I get one day less of punishment. Okay, you've been good today. Okay. I need to stop doing that. But I am very moany. I am the moany mum. I am. That one I will put my hands up. I am the moany mum because I don't like mess. So, and I feel like I'm slowly teaching my son that it's important to clean up after yourself. Clean your room, like just be neat and tidy. Because I feel like those are traits that they're gonna need and skills that they're gonna need for when they leave home and eventually live on their own.
Definitely.
I feel like it's important to teach your child life skills.
Yeah,
it's very important. They have to be self-sufficient because they can't expect us to do everything for them forever.
No, I always tell them. I mean, I'm a bit dramatic when I say it to my kids, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be around forever. What if I die today? And then they always say, Mommy, don't use that example. But I'm like,
you have to be extreme sometimes.
I have to be extreme sometimes to remind you, cream yourself. Have you put, moisturize your lips? Have you done this? Have you done that? Like, I have a checklist. And sometimes when I'm telling them off, okay, so this is sometimes funny and sometimes it's not funny. I tell my kids off and I'm always comparing them to like funny characters. And I'll be like, why are you sitting down like a giraffe? And they'll be thinking, how does a giraffe sit down? So it's supposed to be like, I'm serious about this, and they'll just be laughing. And I'll be like, just comparing them to something else. I'll be like, look at your dry something that looks like something, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, Mommy. So sometimes I feel like my kids don't take me serious. They're always laughing when I'm telling them off, apart from when I put them on timeout.
Yeah.
Apart from when I put them on timeout, that's it. There's no negotiation. But I feel like that's my hardest punishment, is when I say, I don't want to hear it, timeout, this one there. I separate all of them. There's 3 of them. So if I want to separate them, especially with my youngest, he doesn't like staying by himself in any room. So whether it's in the bedroom or the living room, he likes being around people.
Yeah.
So he's one. You already know his punishment.
Yeah.
Just tell him, alright, go to your room for 5 minutes. Oh, that would be like the end of his life. He's like, that's like the hardest punishment for him.
Well, mine, the hardest punishment that always works is taking away the electricals. PlayStation, phone. Even more so the PlayStation. I feel like my son makes sure that he behaves well because he knows you're not going to get a smacking or going to get face the wall. I'm taking the PlayStation away.
Yeah.
And look, like I say, we all have our different ways of disciplining and we have our ways. But I also find as well with the kids, they tend to play up more with their mums than they do like with their dads. I find like my son is on his best behaviour when he's with his dad. Like the stuff that I moan about, his dad doesn't. He doesn't do that when he's with me. Do you find that with your kids?
No,
they always say all around.
No, yeah, I think even sometimes when I'm going somewhere for like a few days, the dad will be like, tell them to behave, and I'm thinking, huh? What? Why you, like, you can tell them to behave. Why are you telling me to tell them to behave?
Wow.
I'm thinking, what? Okay, guys, behave to your dad.
Oh, so you're the boss in the house. No.
I'm like, everybody make sure you behave, alright? Okay, you know. And when they're not behaving, he will actually call and be like,
Really?
yeah, this one, they did this today and they did this today. And I'll be like, why are you doing that?
Wow. I need to come around here for some lessons. Cause when my son was with his dad, he is so well behaved. Like the things I was like, oh, did he do this? Did he do? No. He's actually been helping me carrying up shopping. I have to. Can you help me carry the bags up the stairs? Daddy says to carry the bags. Okay, Dad. Sure, Dad. I'm doing. Why don't you do that for me? I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Parenting is
hard.
It's hard, and we all have different experience with our children, and I'm sure you guys
all have your own different experiences. Yes. But we love our kids.
We do.
Even they drive us up the wall.
Yes.
Can we please be honest about that?
Yes.
Let's just be honest. Children are annoying.
But not all the time.
They are.
No.
Not all the time.
I disagree.
Not all the time, but they are annoying.
Sometimes.
Because they like to disturb, especially when you're eating something nice. Or having a glass of wine. Or watching your show on TV. Please put in the comments if you relate to me. Children will disturb you when you're trying to enjoy your little quiet time. That's what I mean by annoying.
Well, I disagree. I disagree. They're not annoying.
They are.
Sometimes they are, and I tell them. I said, you know, especially the young one. I'm like, Jordan, oh my gosh, stop being annoying. Like everybody telling the same thing, and he always turn around and goes, well, that's not very nice. And I'm like, yes, I know it's not very nice, but can you just stop doing what you're doing? Then I'll be very nice to you.
And saying that as well, as much as children are annoying, they can be so funny.
Yeah.
Like my son says things and I will fall on the floor laughing because he's so funny. And they just mean it innocently, but it's so funny. They are a joy to be around. I think if you look at it, I think I'm happy that I am a parent and I'm happy that I have the child that I have. I wouldn't want it any other way. But I am honest about the fact that it can be difficult, it can be hard, and sometimes you just want a quiet minute to sip on your glass of wine and watch your soaps.
Yes, being a parent is, you know, has, like in my case, changed my life, you know, saved my life. As you heard my, you know, all the drama that I came across, you know, while pregnant, especially with the first one. That's like the most dramatic, that's the word? Yeah, dramatic experience that I've had. So I think, I love them, and you know, they can be annoying sometimes, but most of the time I am very, very happy with my kids, and I feel very blessed to have them, and they're very loving and they're very helpful. Some of them are.
When they want to be. No, they are helpful.
Yeah.
Like, I would say my son's helpful. He's when he wants to be, and when he really want to help, he will help out. And I sometimes like, oh, you know what? I'm so glad I have you, because I don't know what I would do if you weren't here.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that about my daughter. She's only 10, but she's like the second mummy of this house. She does. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I told the youngest, get ready to bath. I'm gonna help you. You know, scrub your back for you. And then she'd be like, oh, don't worry, mummy, I'll go help him. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. Sometime in the morning, when she's making her lunch, you know, she's making her sandwiches, I'll be like, oh, do you need help? I'll come and help you make Jordan. She's like, no, don't worry, I've done for Jordan, and I've done mine, so you don't worry, just put it in his bag. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, where did you come from? Like, she is
an
such
angel from heaven.
She's such an old soul. Like, she, I feel like she's been on earth before. Like, she knows what to do in so many different cases, and I'm very, very, very happy, you know, that I have one child, one little angel like that in the house, you know, bucking me out, you know. So I mean, the boys are also very nice, but when it comes to discipline and everything like that, I tend to tell the boy off a bit more than the girl. Yeah, I'm not being biased. It's just their behavior.
Boys are just different in the way that they are. They're very cheeky, and I find that boys, when they're younger, they do kind of push boundaries a lot more. But I mean, I'm happy that I have a son, to be honest. I'm really happy that when I was pregnant, I was like, I want a boy, I want him to be big and tall. And guess what? My 12-year-old is almost 5'10" and wears a size 12 shoe. Yeah. So I got my prayer.
Yes. I like boys too, and I wanted to have boys. I got 2 boys and I have 1 girl, you know, because a lot of people know me. I'm like the tomboy, you know, Auntie Lee the tomboy. So when I found out I was having a girl, my friends, they like went on a shopping spree because they were thinking, oh gosh, she's gonna dress this girl into a boy. Mind you, I had a boy before, so I'm like, yeah, this is up my lane. I can dress him up. So when the girl came, they're like, we'll take over the shopping. So they did buy so much that she didn't even get to wear all the clothes because she grew so quickly. So I had to give a lot of her clothes away. But yes.
One more thing I want to say about kids.
Yeah.
They can eat. They are always hungry. Always. What is that? Because some people tell, I don't know. It's because they're growing, I know. But always hungry, where you're just eating breakfast and then half an hour later, Mom,
it's the lockdown.
I'm hungry. It's not even before lockdown. My child was eating.
I think because we spend so much time with them in the house, whereas when they were going to school, they had like breakfast at home,
then snack, then lunch, then they'll come home snack, then they'll have dinner, and then they want snack before bed, and then hot chocolate.
Well, that's a bit too much because that doesn't happen in my house.
That happens in my house.
So yeah, it all depends on what you're allowed to happen in your house. So yeah.
Well, because if a child, my thing about me, maybe it's a good thing about breakfast. If a child comes to me and tells me that they're hungry, I have to feed them.
No, my one, you can't be hungry after a certain time. So there's a lot. you have up to 7, the latest, for you to have something to eat.
If you don't eat after that time, then it's alright.
You're not hungry.
Oh,
you go to sleep and wake up early in the morning and have your food.
Maybe I need to start doing that.
Yes.
Because any kids that come and stay with me, when I had my friend's daughter come and stay with me, I was like, whenever she told me she was hungry, I was like, come on, you're right, what do you want to eat? Go ahead.
No.
Literally.
No.
I feel like I don't want to see a child hungry or thirsty. I think that triggers me some way.
Well, thirsty, yeah, but hunger, I don't think they're hungry. If it's a habit.
Yeah.
It's a habit that they get into it because they know that you say yes.
Yeah.
You know? One habit that my son, the youngest, used to have is every time I'm eating, he wants to put his hand in. And I'm like, no. I don't like that. And I don't like it when my other friends allow their children to put their hands when they're eating. I don't like that. So I don't let my son, I'm like, look, I'm serving food. Are you ready to eat with everybody? If you say yes, I'll serve you food and you eat. Now, if I'm eating, don't come and put your hands in my plate. That's it. So he always try, oh mommy, please, let's share. No, we're not sharing this one.
Okay, see, if I'm eating, I got to the point where when my son was young, whenever I'm eating food, I already know that he's coming to, so I will have his little bit on the side of the plate, ready for him to come and collect. And my niece, I do the same with her. No. If I'm eating a packet of crisps, I'm like, come on.
No.
She'll be putting her hand in.
No.
No,
we don't.
That won't run in your house.
No, absolutely not.
See, we all have different styles of parenting.
But hey, not just parenting. I think for me as well, because I work with children.
Yeah.
So I have a lot more routine.
Yeah.
And structure, and so I run my house like a
school.
Like a school. Yes, I do.
Yes, there's lots of rules here.
Yes, there is.
Which is not. It's not a bad thing. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It helps. I think it helps. Structure helps. I mean, I'm very organised, and but I don't think there's school structure in my house. But we're very organised though. But everything has to be done at a certain time. I.e., like homework, bathing, cleaning up room.
So apart from the food
part, and if you'll tell me that you're thirsty at 2 a.m, I will get you a drink.
Oh gosh, no,
literally,
no.
But I think that stems from my own. I think there's a bit of trauma there that I'm not dealing with from when I was younger. So maybe that's why I kind of have this kind of thing where I can't see a child like be hungry or thirsty. I don't know, but that's a different video.
Yeah, we need to find out what.
We need to find out what happened.
Trauma.
Yeah,
what
that's
happened,
a different video. That's a different video.
We'll find out on the next video. Right, guys, we just thought we'd come and share some of our experiences, because this is not all of it. It's like being a parent. There's so many different.
We could sit here and talk for hours.
Yeah,
different categories.
Actually, let us know. Would you like us to talk about something else?
Yeah, this could be a series.
Yeah, it could be a series where we're talking about parenthood. You know, what we like about having children or not having children. You know, discipline, and anything. What else could we talk about?
So many things. But just remember, everyone, that no matter how you choose to discipline your child, nothing is wrong or right. As long as your child's well-being, as long as you've got your child's well-being, I think that's the most important thing. And obviously, if you're not being neglectful as well, like, do you know what I mean? Because I feel like this whole thing, like I said before, about the mummy guilt thing and trying to make people feel bad for not doing a certain thing. Everyone has their own different way of doing things. Yeah. Nothing is right or wrong. As long as the outcome is something that's positive, I think, you know, we all deserve a pat on the back that we're trying to do the best job that we can.
Yes, we are. Well, friends, we hope that you have enjoyed our, was it like we mourning or experience?
I was definitely moaning.
Well, no, not the whole video. We were sharing. We shared some information of our parenting journey, you know, and I hope that you guys will be able to find yourself somewhere along the line, you know, and then let us know in the comment section what your experience is like, you know, whether you have children, whether you're a carer, whether you are a parent, single, or living together, or whatever.
Even step-parents.
Or step-parents, grandparents, you know, grandparents.
They have it easy.
Yeah. So please let us know in the comment section what you thought of our video, and until next time, we'd like to say